This tutorial demonstrates how to move between the front plane underhand opposite 4 versus 0 hybrid switch, where each hand alternates between doing the 0 petal flower and the 4 petal anti-spin, and then moving from that move to the move where the hand on the front remains in that same pattern while the other hand moves to the back plane relative to the view that you have here doing a 2-petal inspin flower. What you're seeing now is the left hand drill moving between it, and the left hand is moving from the 0 petal to the 2 petal, remaining in inspin as it does the transition. So you'll notice as it comes across from the crossing side, I turn the body and I open into the 2 petal. And this is where the left hand moves to the back plane. This next section shows the drills for the right hand. And so you'll notice again, in this version, I'm doing the 4 petal, and then when I do the 0 petal on the front plane, as I go from the crossing side, I turn my body and turn into the 2 petal with the right hand, leaving the left hand on the front plane, remaining in the same 0 versus 4 hybrid that started out the sequence. This first half of the video shows the pattern changing at the point where the inspin version of the 0 petal flower can come over the top as you turn into the 2 petal, and as the body turns into the 2 petal, it does the first petal on the front side of the body, or in the forward position, anterior, and then does the second petal posterior. The second portion of the video, coming up shortly, demonstrates moving between the 4 petal and then doing a reversal of the arm as it crosses to the other side of the body. I was doing this as I was waiting for a client, and I was trying to drill the second version, which I'm not as familiar with, which I think is pretty obvious from the video. If you're paying attention, you can see there's a lot more hesitation, and it's a lot more difficult for me to get a clean version. So I apologize for this half of the video not having as good a demonstration of the pattern, but I think you can get the idea of what you can practice so that you can pick up this pattern. Now again, this is with the left hand doing the transition and moving to the back plane into the 2 petal. The only difference between the two versions being shown in the first half of the video versus the second half of the video, other than which arm it is that's doing the switch to the 2 petal behind you, is the point at which you do it. So it's whether you do it from the inspin, which is the first half of the video, which I think flows a little bit more fluidly, but is a little bit less technically challenging, versus whether you transition from the 4 petal anti-spin, which I think is a little bit more technically challenging because it requires a reversal as you're turning your body. So the arm has to change direction at the horizontal point as you're rotating and turning to whichever side you're turning to. So to the right, if you're using your right hand to go into the 2 petal, as I'm doing here, or to the left, if it's the left hand going into the 2 petal, as I just demonstrated. Unfortunately, I didn't have quite enough time to nail this particular version with the right hand, and there's only one demonstration at the very end here. But I hope it's useful for you to get to see what you can do with this really cool transition between these awesome hybrids.